Hey everyone, and welcome to this interactive explainer workshop. I am literally so thrilled to have you here today because we're going to completely demystify learning Java. Look, if you've ever felt totally overwhelmed by coding, don't worry, honestly, I've got you. We are going to build your knowledge right from the ground up, step by step. We're talking zero to hero here, taking you from a totally blank computer screen to running your very first Java program. Okay, let's just dive right into this. So here's our roadmap for today's session. Number 1, your Java starter kit. Number 2, choosing the right IDE. 3, pro Java coding habits. 4, writing Hello World. And 5, compile and run. Section 1, your Java starter kit. Okay, so to write Java code, you absolutely need the JDK, which stands for the Java Development Kit. You can kind of think of it as your master kitchen. It holds all the essential ingredients, right? It contains the Java Runtime Environment, or JRE, the Java Virtual Machine, class libraries, and all the tools you need to cook up and test your Java apps. Without the JDK installed, your computer's basically clueless. It simply doesn't know how to understand or build Java code. It really is the absolute foundational ingredient. Right, let's get it installed. You'll want to grab the latest Windows JDK installer and just follow those standard prompts. Once that's finished, you need to verify it. So open up your command prompt and type java-version. Are you seeing numbers? Awesome. Next up, we actually have to tell your computer exactly where Java lives. So go ahead and copy your JDK folder path. Then create a new Windows environment variable called java_home. Make sure that's in all caps, and paste the path in there. Restart your command prompt, type echo %java_home%, and boom, you are primed and ready to go. Section 2, choosing the right IDE. So IDE, what does that mean? It stands for Integrated Development Environment. It's basically your digital desk, equipped with all the pens, paper, and calculators you could ever possibly need. But, there are a few major players out there, and you definitely want to choose the one that actually fits your machine specs. For instance, IntelliJ IDEA is incredibly powerful, but it's pretty heavy. It needs at least 2 to 4 gigs of RAM and 1.5 gigs of disk space. On the flip side, Eclipse is much lighter, needing only half a gig of RAM. And then you've got NetBeans. NetBeans sits comfortably right in the middle. It requires around 512 megabytes of RAM for Windows or 2 gigs for Mac, and it has over 1,000 available plugins. Let's zoom in on 2 of those really popular choices, IntelliJ and NetBeans. Now, IntelliJ is developed by JetBrains and is purely Java-based. It's super famous for its smart code completion and analysis data flow features. It literally predicts the keywords and symbols you're going to use next. You just press enter. It saves so much brain power. NetBeans, on the other hand, well, it actually started as a student project way back in 1996, which is pretty cool. It's fantastic because it comes with Maven plugged right in, so you don't have to go import it from somewhere else. Plus, it features this awesome smart header that pops up with suggested solutions the absolute second it detects an error in your text editor. Honestly, both are really great. It just completely depends on your workflow and what your system can handle. Section 3, pro Java coding habits. Listen closely here, because writing code isn't just about giving cold, hard instructions to a machine. You are writing for other humans to read, and that definitely includes your future self. There's this great quote from the coding standards at BAE Systems Applied Intelligence, and it really hits the nail on the head. The aim here is to be consistent. Your code absolutely must be laid out clearly, because when a program is written well, it can be easily read and maintained by anyone, and trust me, that prevents massive, massive headaches down the road. So, how do we make sure we're coding like the pros right from day one? We're going to introduce the Golden Rules Checklist. Basically, every professional programmer uses a mental checklist just like this to prevent bugs and ensure they're building high-quality software. Okay, here are the vital habits you need to adopt today. First up, manage your performance. Avoid excessive object creation, use lazy initialization when it makes sense, and always, always close your resources. But hey, notice that rule about avoiding early optimization? That is huge. If tweaking your code for a tiny 10% speed boost turns it into an unreadable mess, it just isn't worth it. Future you will seriously thank present you for keeping it clean. Finally, use 4 spaces for consistent indentation, and whatever you do, do not use the tab key. Tabs can cause absolute chaos when your code is opened in different text editors. Just stick to spaces. Section 4, writing Hello World. All right, time for the fun part. We're going to use the NetBeans IDE for this example. So when you open NetBeans, you'll go up and click on File, then New Project. This pops open the New Project wizard. From there, you'll want to select Java under Categories and then Java Application under Projects. Using an IDE project like this is basically a cheat code. It's amazing because it creates a perfectly controlled environment and completely eliminates all those frustrating configuration issues you'd normally run into if you tried to build this manually from the command line. Next, the wizard is going to ask you for a name and location. Let's keep it simple and type Hello World App right there in the project name field. Then look down at the bottom of the window, make sure that Create Main Class box is checked, and name it helloworldapp.helloworldapp. When you click Finish, NetBeans goes ahead and does all the heavy lifting for you. It automatically generates a source file with the foundational code already typed out. Now, inside that generated file, you're going to see one very specific, absolutely crucial line of code: public static void main string array args. Literally every single Java application has to contain a main method. You can think of it as the front door to your program. It's the exact entry point where the computer starts reading and executing your instructions. It also accepts a single argument, an array of elements of type string, which is conventionally named args. Basically, everything your program actually does will be initiated from right inside this main method block. So let's actually give the computer an instruction. Right inside that main method, you're going to type this: system.out.println hello world. And please do not forget the semicolon at the end. That semicolon is how Java knows your statement is finished. It's exactly like putting a period at the end of a sentence. This one single line is our direct command telling the system to print out the exact text we put inside those quotes directly to the standard output. Section 5, compile and run. Okay, we wrote the code, but how does the computer read it? That translation process is called compiling. Under the hood, the Java compiler, which is called javac, takes your source file and translates your readable English text into machine instructions. These are called bytecodes. It then neatly packages those into a .class file. But because we're using NetBeans, you get to skip all that manual labor. You just click Build Main Project, or simply hit that big, satisfying green play button. And when you hit play, look down at the output window at the very bottom of your screen. If everything was typed in correctly, you're gonna see it. Hello World, printed right there, followed by the words Build Successful. Seriously, let's celebrate this milestone. That right there is the exact moment your computer talks back to you for the very first time using the logic and structure that you provided. I'm telling you, it is a fantastic feeling. And there you have it, folks. You have successfully installed your Java environment, you've learned the actual habits of professional developers, and you just wrote your very first working program. But listen, this is just the absolute beginning of your journey. The foundation is set and the tools are right there in your hands. So my final question to you is, what will you build next? Thanks so much for joining me in this explainer workshop, and happy coding.